The Vralkesh Armada had known nothing but victory for 3 centuries. Their biomechanical vessels, half-grown, half-built, swept through star systems like a plague, leaving conquered worlds in their wake. Their supreme commander, Drex Morven, stood on the command deck of the flagship Inevitable Dominion, his 6-finger hands clasped behind his back as he watched the holographic display of their next target, the Sol System. "Pathetic," Morven muttered, his scaled lips curling in contempt. Another single-planet species believing they matter in the grand tapestry of the cosmos. Intelligence Officer Lithia approached with careful steps. "Supreme Commander, preliminary scans of the 3rd planet show peculiarities. The humans appear inconsistent, elaborate," Morven commanded without turning. "Their technological development is erratic. They've barely colonized their own system, yet they possess advanced quantum communications. Their weapons are primitive, but their defensive capabilities exceed expectations. And their transmissions," Lithia hesitated. "They're full of contradictions, stories of both destruction and creation, violence and peace. They seem to simultaneously long for unity while celebrating their differences." Morven dismissed her concerns with a wave. "Every species has its quirks before assimilation. Prepare the first wave." The Vralkesh invasion protocol never varied. 3 waves of increasing strength, designed to break a civilization's will before the final annihilation forces arrived. It was elegant, efficient, and had worked on 87 planetary systems. The first wave launched, 300 scout ships designed to test Earth's defenses. The humans responded with surprising coordination, their small fighters demonstrating unpredictable maneuvers. Still, the outcome was never in doubt. Within 6 hours, the Vralkesh had established orbital supremacy. "Second wave," Morven ordered, slightly annoyed at the higher-than-expected casualties. Almost 12% of the first wave had been destroyed, an unprecedented resistance. The second wave consisted of atmospheric penetrators and ground assault units. They struck military installations across Earth simultaneously. The humans fought back fiercely, often employing desperate tactics that sacrificed their own soldiers to inflict disproportionate damage on the invaders. Fleet Commander Thrix delivered the post-engagement report. "We've neutralized their organized military response, but guerrilla resistance continues worldwide." "And Supreme Commander, they've launched something." "A counterattack?" Morven asked incredulously. "No, sir. A single vessel. Small. Unarmed. It's accelerating toward the outer system." Morven frowned. "A retreat? Or a call for help?" "Unknown. But its engine signature is unusual. Our sensors cannot classify it. Irrelevant. Prepare the third wave. We'll break their spirits completely before the Annihilation Fleet arrives." But as the third wave assembled, disturbing reports began filtering in. The human vessel had reached Jupiter with impossible speed. Then, near Saturn, it seemed to flicker in and out of existence before disappearing completely. "Find that ship," Morven roared, feeling the first tremor of unease in 3 centuries of conquest. 48 hours later, Morven stood rigid before the tactical display, his eyes fixed on the anomaly that had appeared at the edge of the solar system. The human vessel, now identified as the Quantum Horizon, had returned, but it wasn't alone. "What am I looking at?" he demanded. Science Officer Vrex stuttered. "It appears to be a tear in space-time, Supreme Commander. The human vessel somehow created a stable wormhole." "Impossible. Their technology isn't." The words died in his throat as the first ships emerged from the rift. They weren't the crude vessels he'd expected, not reinforcements from some hidden human colony. These ships were sleek, crystalline structures that seemed to phase in and out of reality itself. "Supreme Commander," Communications Officer Pelix called out, "we're receiving a transmission from the human vessel." The holographic projector activated, revealing a single human. She stood tall, her weathered face showing both determination and, oddly, regret. "I am Captain Aliana Trevino of the experimental vessel Quantum Horizon," she began. "You believed you were invading a world of primitive beings confined to their birthplace. You were wrong." Morven struggled to maintain his composure. "Your trick is impressive, human, but the Vralkesh cannot be intimidated by holograms and light shows." Trevino's expression didn't change. 3 centuries ago, humanity faced a choice: rapid expansion through conventional means or patience and fundamental research. We chose the latter. While maintaining a modest presence in our home system, our quantum scientists worked in secret, developing what you see before you: the ability to connect with parallel time streams. More ships continued to emerge from the rift, hundreds then thousands. "These aren't allies from distant stars," Trevino continued. "They are us, humans from parallel Earths where different technological paths were taken. You attacked one Earth, but you threatened the multiverse." Morven's tactical mind raced through options, finding none. "The Annihilation Fleet will arrive in hours. Your resistance is already neutralized," Trevino interrupted. "The same technology that opened this doorway has been deployed throughout your empire. At this moment, every Vralkesh world is surrounded by similar forces. Your Annihilation Fleet has been contained in a temporal stasis field." Strategic displays across the command deck confirmed her words. The Vralkesh Empire, built over centuries of conquest, had been outflanked in a single move. "We don't seek your destruction," Trevino said softly. "That's the fundamental difference between us. Your transmission archives show 87 genocides. We could answer in kind, but instead we offer terms: immediate withdrawal and supervised disarmament." Morven stared at the human, understanding dawning. "You hid your true capabilities. You sacrificed your conventional forces while this vessel escaped. It was a strategy, one as old as humanity," Trevino nodded. "Sometimes appearing weak when you are strong is the most effective strength of all." In that moment, Drex Morven, Supreme Commander of the unconquerable Vralkesh, did something he had never conceived possible. He surrendered. The formal proceedings took place on Earth's moon, neutral ground. As Morven signed the accords, he asked the question that had haunted him since defeat. "Why did you wait? If you possess this power, why allow us to ravage your world at all?" Trevino's gaze was steady. "Because we needed to understand you completely. And because every parallel Earth voted unanimously that you deserved one chance to choose peace before we enforced it." The Vralkesh Empire, once the terror of 1,000 stars, had been humbled not by superior firepower or numbers, but by a species whose greatest weapon was their unpredictability. A species who could appear technologically primitive while harboring universe-altering secrets. A species who could fight ferociously, yet offer mercy from a position of absolute power. As Morven departed Earth for the last time, he gazed at the blue planet with new understanding. The Vralkesh had conquered worlds, but a single human vessel had conquered something far greater: the very concept of conquest itself.